doing, brothers and sisters? It's David Hodge. Welcome. This is a continuation of the 7 churches exposed. Today's topic, Satan. Alright, brothers and sisters. Satan, which many of you have been deceived by our enemies, which are the devils, demon, Satan, that are actual physical people. Nothing spooky or mystery or, those concepts and beliefs that they've pushed on you, telling you that these things are invisible, or you're fighting them in your sleep, or you fighting them in a spiritual zone that you can't physically see them in the realm, that you're fighting devils and demons and all these spiritual entities, and the only thing you can do is pray, right? But it's not true, brothers and sisters. The devils are right in front of you. The Caucasian people. The demons are right in front of you. Those who look like me and you, so-called black, right? Their skin is black, but they're seed of their fathers, the devil. So they're black. They're devils in black skin from the rape of the black woman. From the time we've been here, they raped our women and produced their black-faced children, which is wolves in sheep clothing, pretend to be like me and you, but they're not us. And they're a cancer to our nation. And they're massive children, just like Satan. He is indeed false Israel, physical individuals. So, this is part of the programming that has to be broken. And you have to re-educate yourself and reprogram yourself with the proper information. Because the enemy, which is these devils, demons, Satan, their agenda is to destroy you. To wipe you out, brothers and sisters. To destroy your brain. Destroy your thinking. To install fear in your heart, which affects your thinking. To make sure that you do not elevate your thinking. To maintain your thinking, your level of thinking very low, so they can maintain their control over you. So it says, the truth shall set you free. Right? So, you think they're giving you any truth? Because their intentions is to keep you enslaved. Keep you on the plantation. Keep you within the programming, which is your destruction. So they're not truly trying to set you free, so they're not telling you any truth. They're not even telling their own children the truth about who they really are. You see? However, brothers and sisters, you have to understand that devils, demons, Satan are individuals that are right in front of you, that are deceiving you, that are trying to destroy you. And that's what that's where we are. It's getting to the point where it's no longer going to be indirect. It's going to be direct. Because we're headed to a time that's going to expose these devils and Satan for who they truly are. And it's going to get to a point where they have to make that move on you because you're threatening their existence. Just because based off who you are and what they've done, you know, the covenant and us being here and them being under affliction and them trying to destroy us. We've been told not to do that. And it come with consequence. 400 years of it, which they're trying to escape. So they're trying to get rid of you, get rid of the evidence, scoop the evidence under the rug, get rid of it, you know? Try to act like they good people, but they're not. They're wicked, evil, twisted, beasts, monsters, hideous people who are going to be exposed for terrorizing and torturing God's people. So you gotta understand that these devils are working overtime to destroy you. Satan is working overtime to destroy you. These demons are working overtime to destroy you. You see? Satan is in cahoots with the demons. He's the one in Hollywood showing them, allowing them to put on a show. Destroy your image. Be an example for you. You see? And his goal is to destroy you. You know, along with your reputation before your destruction. And you know, the demons are the one who brought him in. And all their goal, the overall goal of all of them, is to destroy you. Their agenda is to wipe you out. Annihilate you, brothers and sisters. Physically kill you. You see? That's their goal was to do it while you were unaware. You see? It's gonna get to the point where you're gonna be very aware. You see? But however, they're plotting to take your life. Take you out of existence. I know it sounds like a lot, right? Why me? Why would somebody do that, right? Because they're guilty of destroying God's people, trying to destroy us completely, afflicting God's people, and their due consequence for it. You see? So their objective is to get rid of you completely. You see? And our people don't know this because we've been programmed. You see? It's programmed by these devils, by these, and now helped maintained the programming by the demons, programmed by Satan. You see? They stripped us, took everything from us. They gave us the mind that, right? They gave us the desired mind that they wanted us to have. You see? Which is 100% against you, against your nature. You see? Which is a nightmare. They tell you it's a dream. It's a nightmare, brothers and sisters. And they have you in 100% destruct mode. You're killing yourself. Trying to survive without realizing you're killing yourself in the process of trying to survive. Trying to maintain and operate in a reality that's not for you. American dream, pushing and supporting masses' vision, which is totally against you. It's not for you. And at the end of that road, the enemy has painted, painted something good for you. But you get there and instantly you're faced with death. The truth. You see? It becomes much clearer. And you realize that you were the target. You see? And that you were in serious danger. That's what he wanted. He wanted you to end up like that. You see? That's what he wanted for you. Because that's why he gave you the American dream. That's why he did all these things to set in place for you, to confuse you, to mislead you, to have you believe in what he wanted you to believe, so he could cripple you, destroy your brain, like we was explaining. Destroy your brain, destroy you, keep you confused, discombobulated, easier prey. You see, setting all this up to take you out of existence, and our people don't realize it. Because we've been told all these things, and ever since, COVID, the treatment of blacks have somewhat, people just feel like it's gotten a lot better, right? And we feel a lot freer. All these things is going on, you see? But it hasn't changed. Nothing has changed, you see? Blacks are still being treated the exact same way. Still going in prison. Still being killed, still food being tampered with, drugs being put in us, the list goes on, brothers and sisters. Nothing has changed. Their agenda, they've learned how to deal with you shrewdly. You see? Deal with you in a way that you don't see coming. Deal with you diligently. You see? But their main objective is still to get rid of you, brothers and sisters. That's their job. Because in order for them not to be guilty, they have to get rid of you, get rid of the consequence, get rid of the evidence of their crime. You see? But that's not going to help. That's not going to solve anything. It's only going to make matters worse, which they don't realize. But that don't mean they're not going to try. You see? So brothers and sisters, it's good to be able to identify your enemies, because if you cannot identify your enemies, then indeed you are your own enemy. That's exactly what they want you to do. Not be able to identify them. Not to be able to say that they are these devils and demons and Satan. They want you to believe that everyone in the world is fighting devils and demons and spooks and spirits and all these damn things. But it's really them. And the quicker you see that, the better off you are. And the people around you, if you tell them, then they can start to see. You see? And it said, the truth shall set you free. You'll be set free in the instance. Since you know better, you do better. You start to do better in the instance. Because you know the truth. Now you know what's going on. You see? Okay, brothers and sisters. Well, let's get back to your enemy, Satan, false Israel, the one who has stolen your image. You see? Claiming to be something he's not, which is found in the book of the seven thunder. Excuse me, brothers and sisters, which is found in the book of the seven churches, which is in Revelations chapters 2 and 3, verse 9. Chapters 2 and 3, verse 9, both chapters. And it says exactly who Satan is. It says, I am giving out of the synagogue of the Satan, of the ones saying themselves Jews to be, and not they are, but they are lying. And the blasphemy out of the ones saying Jews to be themselves, and not they are, but Satan. Okay, brothers and sisters, so it's clear on who Satan is. It says those who claim to be Jews, Who does that? False Israel. It says what? Synagogue of Satan. Who has synagogues? False Israel, right? So it says what? Synagogues of Satan. Those claim to be Jews, but they're not. They're lying. They're Satan. So the scripture is clear on who Satan is, brothers and sisters, which is false Israel, because they're false. They claim to be Jews, but they're not. They're Satan. You see? It even says it in the name. False Israel. Fake. Phony. Fiction. Not real. Not it. You see? False Israel is not real. They even spell real wrong, brothers and sisters. Look how they spell it. Look at it. The A and the E should be flipped. These two vowels should be flipped. Anything that's real should be spelled R-E-A-L. Israel. You see? But they're not. Which would be an indication that they were not who they claim to be. And that's why they call Jewish. Because they wish they were Jews, but they're Satan. We know that you can wish, pray, and all those things, but nothing has ever came from wishes and prayers. It never will. And nothing never will. And nothing ever will. Excuse me, brothers and sisters. So they can wish and all that. They can desire for things to happen or wish and hope for things to happen, but that's not how it works. You see. They're the seed of the devil. Their fathers are the devil. You see? And it says they're Satan. And also it says here, the suffix word ish, which is a word meaning somewhat, kind of, not exactly, you know. Same with mankind, kind of like a man. Or if you take an image of something, right, the image of whatever you took, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you took a picture of was real, but the image is the image of it. You see? You know, whatever you took a picture of was the original, right? But now you got a picture of it. But that's not it. You see, that's just a picture of it. But whatever you took a picture of was the real deal. But if you got a picture of it, that's just an image of it. That means it's not it. See? Same with Jewish. They somewhat Jew, but you see? They Jewish. They somewhat like that, kind of like that, you know. Not really. You see, that's not who they are. They're Satan. Jesus said their father's the devil. You see? They're wicked, evil. See? Satan. That's who they are, brothers and sisters. They've stolen our identity. They claim to be us. They're destroying our image. You see? So they can successfully steal yours. And once they wipe you out, no one gives a damn. Because they clowned you so bad that no one gives a damn. You see? That you're dead. And that's what they want. That's why you need to be aware of these things. So you can know what to do. So you can rise up. So you can alert your brothers and sisters. So now they can see what's going on. And see that they see what they're trying to do. So you have an opportunity to survive. So you have an opportunity to not get caught up in their plan, which is your destruction. Because it says our people, said the people out of vision will perish. So you are that people. And if you do not get this vision, then you are going to be destroyed. And that's exactly what they want. You to perish. They're banging on you not getting that vision. Because their overall mission is to destroy you. This whole reality is set up to do. And that's what they want for you, brothers and sisters. And I want the opposite. I want you to get out of here. I want you to separate from these devils and demons and Satan. All these individuals that's against you. I want you to get your reward, which is going home. After you went through all this that you went through, I want you to make it out of here. Because you deserve it, brothers and sisters. You went through all this horror, all this torment, torture, oppression, severe. Now it's time to go. Now it's time to go home, brothers and sisters. These people, these monsters, shouldn't even call them people, want you destroyed. You see? And that's what I want for them. Because they mess with the wrong people. You see? That's the purpose of this, of me getting on here. You know? Exposing and telling you these things, addressing the situation. You know? Attacking and doing what they're doing to us, right? Highlighting and magnifying and penetrating and telling you who Satan is, narrowing down who Satan is, which is false Israel. And it tells you that they're false. It tells you they're not real. They're not the real Israel. You know? That's why it says as many ones as not are having the teaching this, who not thinking of the things deep as Satan, that Satan would disguise himself as an angel of light, but he was indeed Satan. You know? He would disguise himself as an angel, claiming to be the good one, claiming to be modest, claiming to be great. But he's indeed Satan. You see? Who everybody was worshiping. Everybody claiming to worship God. I'm with God. It says Satan was the God of this world. So if you're being blessed by Satan. You see? However, brothers and sisters, this is our vision, the Abrahamic covenant, which these individuals, Satan, claims he fit the description of. But we know he doesn't. We are the only ones who fit the description. And it says here, if you read it, you'll clearly start to realize immediately that they don't fit the description. Because, first of all, God is speaking to Abraham. And he's talking about the seed of Abraham. But they're not the seed of Abraham. They're the seed of the devil. You see? And then it says that the seed of Abraham will be sojourners, temporary in the land that's not theirs. Right? Well, they claim to be in the Israelites that were in Egypt, right? Well, didn't they go from Egypt to Palestine? That's right next door? That's across the street, right? Well, that's not a foreign land. It's not strange. It's not a land that's not theirs. You see? That's at home. That's right. That's like going from Missouri to Kansas. You need it right there. You see? Then it says what? That they would go through servitude. That they would serve and be afflicted 400 years. Well, how long did they go through the so-called Holocaust that they put themselves through from their own fault? That was their own fault. What happened to them? But how long did they go through it for? 5, 6 years? And when God had a conversation with the Jews, they told them the truth shall set you free. What did they say? They said they never been in bondage to any man. Which proved that they never went through any servitude. But to be a seed of Abraham, you have to go through servitude and affliction, which they did not complete. And it says what? Also, that nation whom they serve will I judge. Well, when the judgment came, they were the ones being judged. 1619, 2019, 2020, the year of judgment. The plague that killed the firstborn, meaning the elderly, but passed over those of the land's blood. Well, it passed over the original black men and women of America, passed over African Hades, but it didn't pass over these devils. It didn't pass over these Caucasians. It didn't pass over Satan. It didn't pass over false Israel. But it was supposed to, because they were supposed to be God's chosen people. But it was passing over the blacks. So they had to make an announcement. They had to make like blacks were being murdered, killed by the virus. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make something with our people being affected, but it's really them, which was a sign to them that they were that they was in trouble, that all things would fail, and all these things would backfire on them, and they were the ones who should have been who it should have passed over. You see, because they're so-called God's people, but it wasn't. It didn't. They still are being affected. However, it says afterward they shall come out, but they've already claimed to come out. You see, they already sitting in Palestine, right? So they've already, you see, they're supposed to be coming out now. They've come out too early, right? So that means that they're saying that the Bible is past tense, but we know it's not. We're living out the scripture. We're living out these things. You see, so they should be coming out now, but they're already out. They're already out. And then not only that, didn't it say God gave them the land? How did they get the land? They took it from the Palestinians, right? By force. So they didn't wait on God to bless them. They blessed themselves. And now on top of that, they're sitting in the wrong land because God said what? He said, until thy seed have I given this land from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates. So if you check those coordinates, you check those rivers on the map of the Middle East, it's going to lead you to Arabia, Great Arabia. But where they sitting at? They sitting in little old Palestine. They sitting in Jerusalem. They sitting in the wrong land. You see? It was an indication that they're not who they claim to be. That they're false. They're Satan. You see? And it says Satan would be, this is exactly what Satan would do. Masquerade as angel of light, but he's indeed Satan. That's why it says, as many ones as not are having to teaching this, who nothing of the things deep to Satan. That Satan didn't even fit the description of a Semite, of seed Abraham. He didn't fit it at all. And that's the qualification of being a Semite, which he did not fit. You see? And that's why I say he's a liar. Lying. Claiming to be something he's not. But he's Satan. You see? Which that shows, because that's what he's doing now. He's doing the works of Satan now. What's going on in Gaza is the works of Satan. That's an abomination of desolation, what they're doing to the Palestinians, which is causing disgusting hatred of the destruction of the Palestinians, the genocide of them. You see? And this is what they're doing, showcasing their true colors. You see? It says actions speak louder than words. What they're doing is matching up with their image. They're not godly. They're not godly people. They're not good, great, holy people. You see? They're monsters. You see? They're evil. Killing innocent women and children, blowing up children and women, and killing women and children, blowing up women and starving out, killing children and women. You see? That's what they do. So I said, know a tree by the fruit it bears, know them by their works. And right now, you can see exactly who they are. And they're doing the works of Satan. They're starving out children and starving out women, starving out families, killing innocent women and children, blowing up children and women. That's what they're doing, brothers and sisters. And what's going on over there is a abomination. Disgust. It's causing disgust and hatred worldwide. And it's the abomination of desolation, the destruction of the Palestinians, the genocide of the Palestinians, and it says that they'll inherit what they say and they do. So this is what they're doing. And they said they're gonna do these things, and now they're doing it. And they said they'll inherit what they say and do. And now what you see here is a reflection of what's coming their way, which is justice. Because what they're doing to them is cruel, right? And the thing is, the Palestinians had the right to retaliate because they've been oppressed for 70 plus years. So when they retaliated, that was good for them, right? Because they was do it, right? Because they was being oppressed. So there was imbalance. So they fixed it by retaliating. And now false Israel has retaliated back, but that's not called retaliation because you the one that forced them and took them off their land. You understand? And started oppressing them. So they retaliated against you. So you thought you turned around, thought you was retaliating. That's not a retaliate. Now you've done the same thing again. You know, now you've caused an imbalance, which has to be balanced. So this is the greatest sign of our time because it's showing that false Israel is about to be destroyed, like they're destroying the Palestinians. So this is the greatest sign in our time, brothers and sisters, which would be a direct sign that false Israel is about to be destroyed, and our people are going to be directly affected. You see? Because, like I said, the agenda is to wipe you out. And they set up false Israel to counter your claim as being the true seed of Abraham. So if false Israel is down, then you still have that claim. So, knowing this, false Israel is about to be destroyed. So that means it's going to leave room, the opportunity for you to rise up. Because then you're going to have that second claim. So they can't allow that idea to spread. So they got to take you out before false Israel is destroyed. You see that, brothers and sisters? So let's watch what God's so-called chosen people is doing. This is the things that your pastors and preachers and spiritual leaders and so-called activists and people that, black leaders and people that are supposed to care about you, supposed to be telling you that you're in danger. That what's going on over there is a result of what you went through. And that this is a sign to you that you're in danger. You see, because the destruction of false Israel way, which is destruction for you, because they're trying to, their tactic was to destroy you. And that's why they set up false Israel, to counter your claim. But now if they go down, then that messes up everything they set up. You see? Now they gotta kill you. Look at this. The works of Satan. Know the truth by the fruit it bears. Know them by their works. What are they doing? Killing, destroying, making miserable. You see? Cruel, hateful, disgust, destruction, rubble. What Satan does. What he's doing. It's going to be reversed on him, which is going to be justice. You see? This is what they're doing. Look at these pictures, brothers and sisters. This is what so-called God's chosen people is doing. Destroying families, starving out children, women, families, killing innocent women and children, blowing up buildings and infrastructures and stuff where they live at. You see? All this misery, all these injuries, all this oppression. And here you go, picture of the young boy they killed. I'm pretty sure he's not the only one, you see, but you see how they starved him out to death? Had nothing to eat. This is what they're doing. Starving and killing out the Palestinians. And this is what's headed their way. And this is how they feel about it.
And forget what the news is saying. God's chosen people are the Israelites. With that being said, continue to pray for them. Forget what everybody else is saying. Continue to pray for Israel. In Psalm 122, verse 4 through 6, it even says it. And for those of you who don't know the verse, I will gladly read it to you. All of the tribes of Israel, the Lord's people, make their pilgrimage here. They come to give thanks to the name of the Lord, as the law requires of Israel. Here stand the thrones where judgment is given, the thrones of the dynasty of David. Pray for peace in Jerusalem. May all who love this city prosper. With that being said, stop thinking that humans, what they say, is the truth, because nothing but God's word is the truth. And for those who continue to laugh about what's going on in Israel, just remember, you are messing with God's chosen people. What social media is saying, and forget what
Okay, so you heard it from the devil herself. That's how these devils think. The hell was going on with over there with the Palestinians. That's what they get. That's what they deserve. Shouldn't be messing around with God's people. Pray for Israel. Pray for peace in Israel. Don't mess with God's people. Because if you mess with God's people, look what happened to you. And that's exactly what they deserve. They got what's coming to them. And we don't give a damn about blowing up innocent women and children. Because you messed around. You effed around with God's people. And this is what God does. This is what God do. You mess with God. You see? So to hell with what everybody else is saying. To hell with blowing up innocent women and children. Starving innocent women and children. Yeah. Mess with God's people again. You see? They say don't worry about what man's saying. Don't worry about what they talking about the people, the media talking about. Don't worry about all that, what man doing. We'll focus on what God said. Were you sure about that? Because the moment we start doing that, then now people got a problem with it. You see? Because they believe in one part, don't believe in the other. So you have to believe in all God's words. Didn't God say that false Israel was fake, lying, not who they claim to be, saying that they were the ones claiming to be Jews, but they are not, they're lying. And it says the blasphemy are the ones saying Jews be themselves, and not they are but Satan. You see? Is that what Jesus said? As many ones as not are having teaching this, who not do the things either Satan that Satan will disguise himself as an angel of light, but he's indeed Satan. You see, who is the God of this world, who has blinded the minds of those who don't believe, that are unable to see the glorious light of the good news. They don't understand the message, which is the teaching of this, which it says what? That they all are bad, that they all written under sin, that there is none that is righteous, no, not one. There is none that understand. There is none that seek after God. They have all turned aside. They are altogether become worthless. There is none that does good, no, not so much as one. You mean that? This is what Jesus is saying. And Jesus had a conversation with the Jews and said that their fathers were that they were the seed of the devil, that their fathers the devil, that their fathers are man killers, that they're weak and wicked, that they made to make mischief and shed blood, that they went out killing, stealing, and destroying, and everything they touched became impoverished and disease, that their ways were contrary from the fathers, that they're Satan. You see? That these devils is all messed up, these psychopaths and sociopaths. You see? So are you saying Jesus is a liar? You saying Jesus know what he's talking about? You see? Because y'all want to believe in the part y'all want to believe in, but then the hell with all the rest of it, right? But that's not right. You got to believe in, either you believe in it all or you don't believe in none of it. You see, you can't pick and choose which one you want. You got to believe in all the words. Believe in all God's word. So, that's how these devils think. They built their own ideas on what they want to believe. That's why they built false Israel, to counter our claim, to bless themselves. You see, because it said bless those who bless Israel, and they said curse those who curse Israel, and they were cursing Israel. So they built a false Israel and blessed themselves. You see? Because they were blessing false Israel and they blessed themselves. So then that's how they justify cursing you, because who are you? You're nothing. You curse this, you curse that, you curse black, God curse you himself. You curse him, God hates you himself. So guess what we can do to you? We can do whatever we want to you, because we're blessed. And we're spiritual seed of Abraham, and we're holy people, we're the best. You know? But they're not. They're devils, which is going to be exposed. You see? They're going to be exposed for the monsters that they are. You see, brothers and sisters? So, you know, you obviously see what they're doing. This is the works of Satan, and America's behind them. You see, because they're all in the plan of getting rid of you, destroying you. You see, and all these things, they had to be done. They had to back false Israel, because they established them. They made them the idea of this reality, that they're God's chosen people. So they have to keep going along with everything they're doing to keep them alive, to keep that lie going that you're nothing, that you're cursed, that you're meant to be slaves and you're meant to go to hell and you're wicked and sinful and evil. You see? So they're going to continue to do this. They're going to continue to back them up. You see? And that's how you know they're all wicked. They're all evil. So I said none of them are good. None of them are righteous. None of them good. Not one. You know? But they're going to be destroyed, which is going to directly affect our people, because like I explained to you, the reason why they established all Israel is to counter our claim. So if they destroy it, that defeats the purpose of why they had them alive. You know? So that's why they got to go out. Before they got to try to attack us before false Israel goes down. You see? Because then that gives you an opportunity to rise up. And the idea spread, then they're in trouble. It means they have to accept judgment. They have to accept all these things that's coming their way, right? And that's why it says, when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, know that its destruction is near. Well, here is a configuration of that scenario, brothers and sisters, which is the formation of the seven churches book, which is Jerusalem being surrounded by armies, which is the scenario that they are building for themselves, because it said they'll inherit what they say and they do. So they're destroying the Palestinians, which is coming their way, which is their destruction. And it says, when you see Jerusalem being surrounded by armies, know that its destruction is near. So we know that Jerusalem is the capital of false Israel, right? False Israel controls Jerusalem. So that means that they're going to be destroyed. Not redeemed, not punished, but destroyed. Which proves that they were not the true seed of Abraham. That they were Satan. Because it says what? Once God placed them in their land, they're not to be uprooted or removed. So if that happens, then that means that they're not who they claim they were. They were Satan. That means that that end is true. Now these things that were being said about them, that they were false, and that's exposed. That's going to expose them. And it's going to expose. That's right. They're going to be exposed as Satan, and the ones that was hiding behind them are going to be exposed as devils, wicked, evil devils who were terrorizing God's people. You see, so this scenario is going to happen in real life. False Israel is going to be destroyed, and it says that's why it says when you see Jerusalem being surrounded by armies, flee. This is a sign to all blacks to flee, to get out of where the devils are, their communities, their neighborhoods, their beds. If you're in the bed with them, you're in trouble. Get out of the suburbs area and get into the inner cities, because they're going to kill you due to the fact that you have second claim and that idea spread. They can't allow that idea to spread, because then that means that they have to accept judgment. And they find they're going to get the call to exterminate you, to wipe you out, because you become an existential threat to them. Right before false Israel is destroyed, they're going to get the call to annihilate you. You understand? Because now you become an existential threat to their life, so you're threatening their well-being, their actual life. You see, you become a threat to their actual life, and it's either you or them, and they're going to choose themselves over you. You see, so they're not going to wipe them. You know what I'm saying? It's either their life or yours. You see, so they're going to choose your life to take. You see, to spare their own, because they don't want to go through judgment. And now they find out that you are the personification of their judgment, meaning that they did all these things to you, and now you're about to do it to them. You see, they cut your tongue out. Now you're here to cut their tongue out. And now, you see, the will of Allah is do unto them as was done to you. An eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. And now you're here to serve them justice. You're here to give them consequence. And they can't allow that. So they're going to rush to get rid of you, to take you out of existence. And it says, flee. When you see Jerusalem surrounded by army, it says, flee, 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 flee. Get out of there. Get out of their suburbs and get into the inner cities. Don't go back into your house to go get your water bottle. Don't go back into your house to get a slice of pizza. Don't go back to get a charger. Don't go back to get a sock. Don't go back to change your clothes. Don't go back to even get your baby. Now you know it's deep. If a woman can't go back to get her baby, if a father can't go back to get his baby, what? You see? So our people are going to be in a panic. They're going to be full of fear at a time like this, because you can't even go back to get your baby. That's how important, that's how deep the situation is, that you won't even go back to, you can't even go back to get your baby. That's deep. That's deep. That should tell you right there just how severe it's going to be and how critical of a time this is going to be for our people. And that's why this is the most important message of their life, that you have to flee, that you got to get out of their communities, get into the inner cities if you want to live, because these devils are going to take your life, and they're going to get the call, they're going to get the alert everywhere to get rid of blacks, get rid of all blacks, to attack all blacks. Every black is in danger, and you have to get the hell away from them if you want a chance at surviving. And it says if you hesitate, you'll lose your life. You can't even go back to get your baby. So keep your kids close, brothers and sisters, because if you are out and about in a situation, and when the situation crack off and your baby is far away, you're not with the baby, you're not with the children, you're not with certain individuals, you gotta go now. It's a flee, which means urgency. Flee, flee, flee. If you want to survive, you have to go now. You understand? That's how severe this time is. That's why our people were supposed to get the warning. That's why they're supposed to have have the upper hand and know these things. But you had demons in the way. You got devils. You got people believing that devils ain't devils, because you got demons telling them that devils ain't devils. You see? And now our people are deceived. Now our people, they believe in other things. They're being distracted and misled, and they're misusing their energy due to the influence around them and all the foolishness and entertainment and distractions around them. And our people, this message never reached our people because of demons. Louis Farrakhan, chief demon of Nation of Islam, who's supposed to, the nation was supposed to alert the people, get them prepared for the message of the covenant, but they was too busy protecting and serving a demon, a son of a devil. You see, building his paradise, helping them live in mansions and get the finest things, and he was sucking them dry and had them demon possessed. So, that's the brother's fault. The brothers were supposed to do better. That's why they got to. That's why they got to go through tribulations. But not the sisters. The sisters will be delivered out of here once the elect once the God come get the elect and those in the Lamb's Book of Life, they're in it, and they're getting out of here with the message of the covenant and 144,000. You see, but the brothers is going through tribulations. The Levite brothers is going through tribulations, but the elect and the sisters and the children are out of here. You see, so any sister, you don't have to go through that. You have to be burdened with that tribulation. You're getting out of here. Because you've done your job. You made sure our nation was still alive. No one but you. Not no blood of Jesus. Not no Jesus can't die for our sins and all that old crap. None of the mystery guys and all that stuff. No, because of the black woman. And her making a sacrifice to risk her life to make sure we was here. That's why she's getting out of here. And her and the children, they getting out of here. They have to be burdened by that. So, you sisters, your way is paid with gold and you're out of here. So, I always tell you to get with those other sisters. So they bring you up to speed, and that way you move forward to the next reality. You see, have a smooth transition. However, the matter at hand still stands that our people are in danger. Our people don't know because you have devils and demons in the way. You got people that's original that's in the way. You got all type of people in the way that's trying to cause you to be destroyed along with the devil, because this was never intended for you. This was intended for the devil. Because he put you through all this. And now it was his turn to get put through all this. And he's supposed to be destroyed. And he's supposed to go through everything you went through. You see? But now they set it up to where you hellbound yourself. Now you're going through the same judgment as your enemy because you're associating with him. You don't realize that you're not part of his body, but you've molded yourself in with him. Because due to the conditioning and programming and those around you who are liars. You see? So our people don't realize that they're surrounded by a bunch of enemies. That's why you need to identify. You have to be able to identify your enemies, or you indeed your own enemy. And these devils and demons are going to be your enemies, and they're going to stick out like a sore thumb. Well, the demons are going to stick out like a sore thumb. The devils, they're going to come at you full blown here. Once the false Israel is about to be destroyed, it says, when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, flee. They're coming. That's because they're coming at you full blown to take your life away. And they're not going to be sugar coated, sweet. They're putting nothing on top of it. No more sugar. No more powder sugar. No more whipped cream. No more cherries on top. None of that crap. You understand? They're coming to get you. They're coming to get. They were stabbing you in the neck, in the back of the neck. Now they're going to hit you right where. They hit you right in the front now. You see? They'll hit you right in the front. Hit you in your chest with the poker. Hit you with the, you know what I'm saying? Knock your head off with the AK-47 or the M16 or whatever they got, AR-15. Or these devils gonna do what they need to do. They devils. Look what they did to you during the Holocaust, during the so-called slavery. Hung you, burnt you, ate you, cooked you, decapitated you, amputated you. You get what I'm saying? Put your skin off, disemboweled you, castrated you, sodomized you. They did X amount of things to you, brothers and sisters. Experimented on you without anesthesia. Locked your kids in cages, fed them to gators. Just took your skin and made Pinocchios. You understand? And they had everything to this folks. They had everything. And you had nothing. Look how they treated you. Now they about to be destined hell. And you about to be destined heaven. And you on your way to go make paradise. They can't believe it. They're going to be, you don't even understand that they're on their way out. And the people they hate the most is going to go make paradise. They can't believe that they ain't the ones. They're going to be destroyed. It said that reach out from their grave to take you with them. And that's exactly what they plan on doing. Taking you to hell with them. Destroying you. You see? That's why I said, my people are lost from the lack of knowledge. Lost from the lack of knowledge of what? That they had a reward. The Abraham covenant. That they already done this. They already went through oppression. And they're supposed to come out and get a reward. You see? That the abomination desolation that's taking place in Gaza is a reflection of what's going to take place in false Israel, which is destruction of false Israel, which means that they're going to attack all blacks, which is going to trigger the attack of all blacks. And it says, my people are lost from the lack of knowledge of this event that's important to them, and they need to see it. You see? And it says, flee. When you see Jerusalem trying to army, flee because your life is in danger. And if you hesitate, then that's your life. That's your family's life. And this is why people supposed to have this message. But you got people in the way. You got people that don't want to see you thrive. People that claim they want to see you thrive, they lying. They're pushing masses' vision, which is your destruction. They're helping you. They're helping keep you in hell. They're laying in your imprisonment. Said you'll be a fool to stay here. So that anybody convincing you otherwise is a damn fool. And so are you, because they made you that way. You understand? And this place is going to be burnt up, uninhabitable, going to be completely destroyed, and they're telling you to invest all your eggs in this basket. You see? Which is going to be crushed. Going to be completely destroyed, brothers and sisters. And that's exactly why we must leave America. That's exactly why we should prepare to separate from America. Brothers and sisters, you have to do whatever is necessary to prepare yourself to escape this reality. Prepare you. Well, you have to upload this information, get your right mind back. You know, you have to meet the qualification to get the hell out of here. You know, the brothers got to make it through the tribulations. You know, they're going to need the 5 mathematical pillars. They're going to need this 7 churches, 7 thunders. They're going to need the Injil. They're going to need to upload this their God minds. You see? Understand mathematics. Understand how the reality works and how they work in it. And understand their enemies. You know what I'm saying? You can't go home until you have thorough knowledge of self. You can't go home until you understand these things. You understand? Until you're 100%. You see? So if you're 80, you need 20. If you're 70, you need 30. If you're 60, you need 40. So on and so forth. It has to be 100%. So that's what this tribulation deal is for us. You know, it's a purification process. You be purified from silver to gold. Well, from silver, you be purified as gold. You understand? So the silver had to be purified as gold. You see? They had to be made 100%. You see, so it's not it's not a curse that you're gonna do this. This is a little trial. Well, I don't know about little, but this is a trial for you. You're gonna, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna become better out of this. This is gonna help you transition you into the next reality, make you purify you to be prepared to take on the next reality, because this reality is nothing compared to the next reality. You know, it's not gonna be a make mischief and shed blood reality, but the pressure is gonna be intense. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be more advanced because the pressure is increasing. That means that the level of thinking is gonna take a lot more thought in the next reality than it does here. This reality is low pressure. The next pressure is higher pressure. So you're gonna have to adjust to that, and you're gonna have to start thinking on a mathematical level. And you have to be able to speak mathematical, or you won't be able to speak. You see? So we're heading to a time where the pressure is increasing, and the level of thinking has to be higher. That's why you can't escape the devil's reality unless you can't escape this reality unless you escape the devil's thinking. You have to, raise your thinking level above the devil's thinking level. And that's what these books do. 7 churches, 7 thunders. That's what the angel does. Lift you up past the devil's thinking, which gives you the ability to escape this reality. Is what you're going to need. And you're going to need the 5 mathematical pillars, which is your protection against evil, which gives you the ability to walk through the fiery furnace without being burnt by the flames. And, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. So you'll have a protection while you uploading this information. And it's like an action show, and you'll be in it. So an action movie, right? There's gonna be a lot going on. And you gotta have the discipline. You gotta have the understanding. You gotta have faith. You gotta have all these things, right? It's gonna get you through this. It's gonna purify you. You're gonna make it home, and you're gonna be blessed. You see, because you are the blessed one. But you have to do what's required, brothers and sisters, or brothers. The sisters have to do whatever the sisters have to do. You see, the sisters they got stuff that they got to do with that. Leave that for them to worry about. You see? You worry about what you need to do, which is avenge your nation. Avenge the black woman. Put the black woman back on the pedestal where she belongs, never to be touched again, not a hair on her head. Make sure that you make an example. You see? Not let these devils get away with what they did. You see? They said we wouldn't leave here until we set the record straight. You see, we got stuff we got to do. We got work to do. You see? We got to avenge the black woman. All the stuff she went through. We got to restore that honor in her name. That honor and that respect back in her name. You see? So we're not going anywhere until we do that. Until we take the enemy infant, the enemy's infant by the leg and bash their head into the wall. And said, happy is the one who does it. So if you don't understand that, then you don't understand nothing. You see? Because you can't leave here until you feel that way. So there's a lot of things you got to do, sisters. There's a lot of things you got to do, brothers, before you leave out of here. You see? On top of what I just said previously about understanding mathematics, understanding your enemy, uploading the Injil, the 7 churches, the 7 thunders, so on and so forth, right? Okay. So either way, if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out. That's what we're here to do. Answer your questions. Unlike these other individuals, they don't give you the time of day to do so because they can't answer your questions. They're not in the business to answer your questions. They're in the business to rob, steal, deceive, and confuse, mislead, and make you misuse your energy. And they want destruction for you because they work for the very same people that want to destroy you. You see? And they're in cahoots with these individuals because they're paying their bills. So they're working in that direction to destroy you. And they'll do anything. It don't matter if it's short gains. It's great to them. This is their paradise. So they accept it. That, you see, they don't want scraps. I mean, they're taking scraps, but they want scraps bigger than yours. That's what I'm trying to say. So they still getting scraps. They're not getting the best of the best deal. That's Master that's doing that. So they selling you out for bigger scraps. You see? So anyway, brothers and sisters, let's not forget, Satan is your enemy. Satan is false Israel. Those claiming to be Jews, but they're not. They're Satan. The ones saying Jews to be themselves and not they are, but they're lying. And the blasphemy are the ones saying, which they lie, saying that they are Jews, but they're Satan. Don't forget, brothers and sisters, physical people. That's what they want you to believe, that they're spooky, spooks and spirits. Spooks and spirits. They are indeed physical people right in front of you. And that's what they don't want you to do. Be able to see them. So you identify them. And now you know how to deal with them. Now you can warn your brothers and sisters how to deal with them. And now you know exactly who they are. You see, you no longer deceive and fool and believe in their crap. Because you know everything they're doing is aimed to destroy you, brothers and sisters. So with that being said, I'm going to bring this to a close. Thank you for listening to me. Assalamu alaikum.